Hello everyone, Paul Rogers here. Today is February the 19th, 2018. Last week I made some bold predictions on where the price of Ethereum and Bitcoin would be. Let's see if they're coming true. Now, we are looking currently at Bitcoin to US dollar daily chart. So every one of these little tabs right here, these little lines represents one day. And we are still in, as you can see, this downward trend channel, but we're getting very close to hitting this resistance area. So Bitcoin will struggle to get past I'd say between 11,000 and 11,000, maybe 700 or so is going to be a tough area for Bitcoin to beat. I do think Bitcoin is going to break out of this downward trend channel, but it's not going to be an easy thing to happen. I think there's going to be a lot of volume here. There's going to be a lot of sell orders placed here, a lot of buy orders, people on the dips, prices going to get slammed down. People will buy it up, and I think eventually the bulls will take control of this market and Bitcoin will head higher. So key areas to look at are around, I'd say, about 11,500-ish, at least on this price feed. Everything's different. If you look on Coinbase or you look on Kraken, it's going to look, the prices are going to be slightly different than my feed that I use to draw charts. So if I'm looking at this and saying 11,500, on Coinbase that could be 11,000, 900 or something like that. You need to go and keep in mind that there is no centralized price for Bitcoin. Every exchange is going to be different, right? So this is all this has been great. I'm not at all-time highs as far as my personal stash of cryptocurrencies, but things are looking a lot better. I'm probably only maybe 15 or 20% off all-time highs. So things are pretty good. I'm probably a little bit better off than most, just because I sold into US dollars briefly during this decline and then bought back in. So that kind of helped my portfolio out a little bit. Generally speaking, I don't like going into US dollars. But from a technical standpoint, I just saw things worsening and said, well, I can sell some and buy back in later. I didn't sell everything I had. I just sold a certain portion and bought back in a little bit later. And that's just kind of the trader in me. I applaud everyone who just buys and holds. That's the safest thing to do, and probably the smartest thing to do. So if you're looking to buy Bitcoin, expect right now, it's not the worst time in the world to buy Bitcoin because we haven't really hit this resistance yet. But when we do hit this resistance, look for some retracements. Some of them may be kind of sharp. You may be able to get into Bitcoin around, it's possible for a retracement to hit 10,000 again. So putting a buy order around 10,000 isn't the worst idea. If we break above, I would say 12,000, expect Bitcoin to head up pretty fast, because that'll mean that this daily resistance has been broken. And when I say $12,000, I mean it has to break 12,000 and hold it. It has to hold it for one day. That candle has to close to confirm it. We don't want, look at all these fake breakouts right here. These long candles where it looks like Bitcoin is heading to nowhere, and then all of a sudden, boom, prices shoots right back up. And that's because all these buyers step in. And look, these are all just fake breakouts or fake outs. That's what you call them. The same thing can happen to the upside. So watch out for that. There could be a big run up to maybe 13,000, and then things could retrace all the way back to 11,500 or so. And that's entirely possible. It all depends on where the candle closes for the day. So keep that in mind. Ethereum, I was predicting would hit $1,000 this week. We got close Not on my, we didn't hit $1,000 on my chart that I'm looking at right now, but on a lot of exchanges, Ethereum did hit 1,000. I'm pretty sure it hit 1,000 on Kraken. But I do think we're going to break this $1,000 mark, and I do think we're going to do it on my, this is actually a Forex broker. It's called FX Open, and I just use it for looking at charts and things like that. So I do think Ethereum is going to be heading above $1,000, and that's something to be celebrated. Bitcoin over 10,000 and Ethereum over 1,000 is something to be celebrated. This means that we're moving closer to being into a bull market again. Right now, in my opinion, it's to be seen if we're still in a bear market or a bull market. Things are uncertain. We're still in the downward trend channel, for sure. That can't be debated. The question is, are we going to have enough momentum to actually break out of it? That is the million-dollar question right now, everyone. I also want to talk a little bit about the last video I made, which was had some interesting reactions. I made a video about BitConnect, and mostly I didn't focus on BitConnect itself. I really focused on the people that were promoting BitConnect, specifically Craig Grant and Trevon James. And what was interesting is all the comments originally were all people like, I think normal people, normal YouTube users, finding it and saying, oh yes, you know, I agree. And some of them being much harsher than I was. I mean, I think I was more or less balanced because I said a lot of the things that I felt were positive about Craig Grant specifically. But I mean, a lot of people were just blasting him, you know, talking about Nigerian scammers and all this weird stuff that I'm not going to spend any time of my day researching his past. You know what I mean? I'm not going to go digging around for into his past. I'm just going to go based on what I've seen over the last year or so. Probably the last year and a half or so. I've watched Craig for some time. And then all of a sudden, there's like all these people that like jump in and they start like shilling for Craig Grant. It was weird. Like, I think there's like a group. I don't know if it's a paid group. I have no idea if it's a paid group or if it's a bunch of ex-BCC people, BitConnect people. I have no idea. But all these people started coming in and making all these comments like, hey, BitConnect's not a scam. There is a trading bot. Like stuff that's just obviously ridiculous. Or attacking me personally, saying that I'm personally after Craig, or trying to tarnish his good reputation or something like that. I'm not sure what their point was, but a lot of people just jumped on in the last few hours and started making all these comments. And first off, I'd like to say thank you to Craig, and thank you to those people coming in and giving their opinion, backing Craig up. Maybe you're getting compensated, maybe you're not. I don't know. I don't care. But personally, I like the fact that people are coming in, even giving thumbs down. That's fine too. I don't care. And sharing their opinions and having a lively discussion. I have no problem with discussion. Even if people come in and they're kind of rude and they say some things to me, trying to get personal with me, that's fine too, man. I'm just a guy making some comments mostly about technical analysis and making some observations about what I've seen from Craig and his content. I'm going to talk a little bit more about Craig too. I'm going to talk a little bit more about Craig. Now, his last video was like at a strip club. And I can tell. I can look into Craig's eyes and I can see the state of his soul. I don't know why, but Craig is he's a two-way road. He's the kind of a guy, if he's positive, I mean, it just radiates. He can radiate positive energy. When when he's thinking about things and making trading options, you know, like, hey, let's flow into this, let's flow into that. It's the term he likes to use, flowing. I'm 100% behind him. He's got some great strategies for trading. I think he's one step ahead of the market a lot of times too. But he's not in a good space right now. He's not in a good space right now. I mean, I was looking in his, in the last week or so, his videos, looking in his eyes, I can tell he's just surrounded by negativity, and he right now is looking for anything he can. Anything he can. Oh, look at this. Paul Rogers, no, you can only blame no one but yourself. I'm assuming that's like a positive, like one of the people that are going in and saying nice things about Craig. Like I said, I don't know if they're paid. I don't know why they're doing this, but they're doing it. It could be other, I'm assuming it's a group of BitConnect promoters that are kind of banding together and trying to defend each other, which is fine, you know, whatever. It's a free country. But it's, I mean, Craig, listen to me. Listen to me. You have got to get away from this BitConnect stuff, man. Drop it. Don't even try to make videos and content trying to pretend like you don't have money. Everyone knows you got a bunch of money, man. There's no question about that. Everyone knows you stacked before BitConnect went down. That was a smart move to do. That was your plan all along, is getting in, making as much as you can, and you made it from other people's money. I mean, by promoting it, you did work. I'm not going to say it was free money. You did work, but part of that work was selling people something that really was like vapor, man. Didn't really even exist. Wasn't even real. You know, it was a Ponzi scheme, man, in the purest sense. And I saw a video this morning too of some guy. Oh my God, he was sitting there in his car, and I could tell he normally doesn't like. Oh, look at this! Yeah, this guy's going off. This is like a full campaign to save Craig. I like that. Well, it's good. I like all the comments. So, but this video about this guy, and he was in his car and he was talking about losing $25,000, and then he was going, and he said he only had $300 left now. He bought into BitConnect, $25,000. Now he has $300. Well, where did that money go? Well, a lot of it went to the promoters, man. A lot of it went to the promoters. There was Rolexes being given out. And you all know what I'm talking about. People were getting Rolexes. That money came from somewhere, and it wasn't from a trading bot. I mean, it was partly because Bitcoin was appreciating in value rapidly, right? And the other portion of it was because they took the money and they left, right? They took the Bitcoin and they left. So, you know, that's the sad thing of it, is it was ill-gotten gains. That's the sad thing about it. That's the thing that creates that sinking feeling that I can see in Craig's eyes. I look at his eyes and I see a sinking feeling, you know? And it's just, I don't like to see him like that. I love the Craig that was in Jamaica, that was going and planning on, you know, coming up with trading ideas and giving his thoughts on life and doing bouncy castle stuff. That guy is successful no matter what. That guy was on a road to being a millionaire no matter what. But he took the easy path, man. He took the BitConnect path. And now he's got these people that I don't even know if they're real people or what they are, but they're trying to like defend him, but he's not in a positive space. And it's because a lot of other people aren't in a positive space either, because they got burnt by BitConnect, you know. And that's just the truth behind it all. Anyways, man, just sharing my thoughts. Stay strong. So glad all of you had strong hands and did not sell your stack of Bitcoin. Peace, guys.